Let's see how many new styles I can do with my freshly cut and colored Pixie. If you've not seen my recent salon visit and how I got my color and cut, I'll link that down below. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Now let's get started. All right, as before, I've done a few of these videos and I'm gonna try to move pretty quickly through each style. And I will partially set each one in place, but I'm not gonna lock it in like I normally would if I were gonna go about all day with this particular style or with each one. So starting off, I'm just gonna put a little bit of the Redken One United 25 Benefits. This is a leave-in conditioning, kind of all-in-one spray, heat protection, 25 benefits, as they say. And I'm gonna put that all through the hair. And this first style, we're actually not going to do much with the blow dryer. We'll do just a little bit. This is going to be a slick back style. Several of you have asked me to do something like this. And I've never done it because, yeah, it's just not something that I normally feel like I'm gonna wear out and about, but I thought it would be fun to do for this video. I'm gonna add a little bit of the Callista Embellish Texturizing Foam. I pulled this one out of my collection because I felt like I wanted something that would give me a little bit of some hold, but not quite. I don't really feel like I need the root lift right now, except for possibly in the crown of the hair. But let's just see what we can do here. Now, I might have to bring in a smaller tooth comb, and let's just slick this back. Oh boy, yeah. So what's the challenge is I do have a few kind of curls and waves here at the front. So it is a challenge sometimes when I want everything to go straight back because I have a cowlick here in the front as well. So I am gonna pull out my hairdryer just for a little bit of some help here. Let's do a little work with the blow dryer. And I'm just going to go in with a tiny little bit of the Bedhead Matte Manipulator Matte Wax because this one will work on wet hair, not just dry. The Enjoy Dry Wax, it definitely is much better on just dry hair. So just a little flattening down here on the sides and on top. What I would do if I were going to wear this all day, I would definitely use a ton more, well, I say a ton more wax. I mean, not tons upon, not the whole bucket, but you're gonna need to, depending on how long or short your hair is here on top and how layered it is, will also determine how well all of the kind of hairs stay in place. But this is kind of fun. Hey, we're in it just for some fun today, right? And I'm going to just slick the back as much as I can. I would then just add a little bit of some hairspray, but you'll want to be careful not to get it too crunchy. And so that's why I went in with the products that I used, because I don't feel like they make the hair too crispy and crunchy looking. All right, I added some fun earrings and now I'm just going to add a little more wax. And I'm actually going to just kind of twist the hair down just a little bit. All right, here is look number one. Super fun. And as I said, if I were gonna wear this all day, I would go ahead and lock it in with some good hairspray. But since we're not going to wear this all day, let's go on to look number two. All right, to move on to the next look, I am going to comb through with my wide tooth comb. And because the hair is still wet, we can redirect it pretty easily. So let's do that. And now I am going to go ahead and fully dry it the rest of the way. I'll start off, this is the Zuvi Halo Dryer. I'm going to start off back on the care setting, and then I'll finish on the style setting. Wow, what a difference, right? Go from slick back to full on bang. And because I did the slick back, I have all this extra volume, and the back is just kind of nice and flat still. So I didn't add any extra spikiness or anything there. The only thing that I think I'm going to do here is just add a tiny bit more of, I'm just gonna stay with the bedhead manipulator mat for most of this video, I think, because I don't feel like I'm gonna need too much extreme hold. Well, we might finish the last style with some bedhead, with some Enjoy Dry Wax. But for now, let's just add a little bit there. And I'm just going to kind of pull the bangs over. Now, if you're new to my channel, you may not know that this is not normally the side that I style my hair on. Normally I go the other side. So naturally there is a different kind of lift and sweep to the bangs because I'm going against my cowlick that I have here in the front, but I kind of like it. Wow. I feel like I have like a whole new hairdo. It's kind of interesting. Just never quite done that before, from the slick back to this. So here we go. We've got look number 2, and I would just set it a little bit in place. When I have the bangs full on my forehead, I don't like to add too much hairspray here. It can kind of irritate my skin if I get too much hairspray on my forehead all day. So just FYI, that's my skin issues, not necessarily yours. Okay, I just pulled that side down a little bit. Here's finished look number 2. From here, you could easily change this out and just add a decorative bobby pin to this side, and done. We have just a little slightly elevated look. Now removing that, likewise, we could do just a little bit here with the front section, and let's go ahead and twist this back. I'm going to leave kind of a full-on bang here for the moment and add that same little clip. This one has little flowers. I love it. Kind of a antique gold finish, and I got these on Amazon. If I can find this exact set, I will link it down below. And then for this look, I'm just going to add a little bit of lift here at the crown, and all I'm doing is just using what's in my hair, and then I might add just a tiny little bit more. And when I say tiny, I literally just run my fingers in that jar And this is another one of those pomades or waxes that does not dry super fast. So you can keep manipulating the product in the hair, which is another reason why I love it. I think I am going to pull in my flat iron. This is the Numi Megastar flat iron. And I think I'm just going to, I hope I don't regret this decision, right? All right, so pulled it through to flip it up, and now let's pull it back down. Again, I'm kind of working with the kind of bends and twists of my natural hairline there. So, okay, I'm gonna take this kind of ratting comb, if you will, and I'm just going to further bring that section kind of together there. There we go. And then I would lock this in with just a little bit of hairspray there and lock in that little bit of extra texture right at the crown. And here is our finished look. All right, let's remove that bobby pin. And now let's see what happens when we go over to this side. And that one piece where I use the flat iron, I know I'm gonna have to rework that. But aside from that, let's just see what we've got by just bringing our fingers through. All right, so I know some of you say when you get up in the morning, it looks like you have had a fight with your pillow, right? So if that's the case, you can always just add a little bit of water in those sections where you want to retrain or redirect what's going on. So I added a little bit of water, and for this next one, I'm actually going to bring that kind of a little dampness through the front, and we are going to twist. All right, so I'm going to take this first section here, and it's about a 1-inch section, and I'm going to twist it forward. And I'm going to eventually just lay this down, and then I'm going to take two sections, I think, over, and I'm twisting this the opposite direction. And I'm going to lay it on top, kind of going over that section that I just twisted. And if you don't have any wax in your hair or any styling product at this point, if you're doing this on fresh hair, you're going to want to add a little more wax. But since I have some on there, it's going to help the twists kind of stay in place a little better. And let's see here. Do I want to do one more? Let's see. Let's do one more here. And what's good about this is so we've taken these three over that initial kind of twist, and I'm just going to go in hopefully with just one bobby pin to secure, and it does. And then we'll just add a little bit. You can pull out a little bit depending on how long your bangs are. It depends on how much you can pull out before you start getting kind of hairs popping out, but actually that's not too bad. Okay, and then I'm just going to take my flat iron and kind of curl some of those little pieces that are popping up there. And again, I'm going to pull these sides down, and I would add just a little hairspray. And there you go, next finished look. Let's remove that bobby pin. Feels so good. All right, now I am going to go back to the blow dryer, and I'm gonna go ahead and leave this attachment on, and I have my round brush here, and I'm gonna use this just to kind of further redirect the front here. let's take the flat iron and I'm going to pull down, just slowly go through, and I'm going to let it dry, or cool, I should say. Let it cool there a little bit. And then I can pull it a little bit flatter, straight down. And then I'll take the next section right behind it. And let's go down as well. And then this, I'm actually going to subtly pull it through. And I'm actually gonna almost like I'm gonna flip it out, but not quite. So that is going to give me super flat, straight ends. And just run my hands through the back of my hair there. And now I feel like I could handle just a little bit of Enjoy Dry Wax. And I'm going to just a tiny little bit and emulsify that through my hands. And now use this just to kind of further straighten and almost kind of glue those textured pieces together a little bit more. And I'll also use a little bit of this to bring some texture through the back section. And then bring out your comb. Because we did that other style on this side and flat ironed it this way, that's why this front section says, I'm not going over that direction now. And I've kind of been letting the back just kind of fall as it does naturally, just adding a little volume. So here's the next finished look. So this isn't too far of a departure from what I typically do, just a little bit straighter, flatter here. Okay, so next I'm just taking this section that was just laying nicely across there, and I'm going to twist that, and I may add a little bit from the section right behind it. And then I'm going to add a fun little tiny baby butterfly clip right there, if I can get that to stay. And then it's going to look like we did more work, but we really didn't. I am just going to use a couple more of those butterfly clips just right here. Okay, and then this final section, you can see I'm just grabbing this piece of hair, twisting back. And this is all just, you know, you can play around with different placement of your clips, of your bobby pins, and just find out, you know, if you don't like something, just take it out, readjust. I kind of like that look where it's just all on one side. I might tuck in that final piece of hair there. There we go. So it kind of looks like we have a partial headband, I guess, if you will. And then we could add some more on this side. I guess we could put one like right here if you really wanted something extra fancy. Let's just add one right here just so you can see if you like that or not. So there, that kind of gives the look of like a fancy headband and kind of an updo if you have long hair, an updo. Okay, let's go ahead and lock this in. All right, and here's the finished look. Okay, so for this one, obviously I took out all of the clips, and now I want to create some extra volume right here. So I am going to separate a section of hair right here along the part. And I'm going to take my flat iron, and this might take a couple times through, we'll see, because the hair is kind of wanting to go other directions. Okay, nope, that worked pretty well. All right, and now I'm going to go through that section again, and I'm going to just take the ends. You can see the ends are wanting to kind of curl quite a lot. So there we go. All right. And I feel like this might need a little extra help right here in the front as well. Okay, and I'm going to, just using the wax that's already in my hair, I'm going to kind of use that to my advantage to create more lift and texture. And here on the sides, what do we want to do? Let's curl this again. And I'm going to just work my hands into the scalp of the hair. And you can see it's given this kind of like it might be curled, might not be curled kind of look here. Kind of like it. Let's add a little hairspray so that we can further just kind of shape things the way we want them to go. For this one, I just felt like I needed to change out my earrings. So let's have this be our finished look here. And then finally, a very, very simple thing that we can do is just take this side and add a decorative clip over here. And I'm just not quite sure. Let's add this crisscross one. That is perfect. And for this last one, I felt like I needed to change out my earrings back to the kind of diamond and gold mixture to go with our clip here. Right here, I kind of feel like I want to just straighten this out just a little bit. You know me, the perfectionist that I am. All right, and here is the finished final look. So I hope that you enjoyed this, that it was fun and just gave you some new inspiration and just shows you that just by twisting a little piece of hair back and putting in a fancy clip, it looks like a whole new do, right? So have some fun with your Pixie. As always, check the description box down below for links and a list of all of the products that I used today. I also have a get ready with me video coming for this entire makeup look, which is all drugstore. Stay tuned for that and I'll see you next time. Bye.